Alright, guys, welcome back. Spinal and ZV here, ready for part 3 of our amazing tier list. And we're starting with grass. ZV,
Yes,
how,
hello.
how do you feel about this little goat amphitheater?
Um, it got a buff, right, to stamina. I
Did it?
think, y yeah, I could be wrong. I think it did.
Okay.
Anyways, I think it's just not terrible anymore.
Yeah, Plague is a good move. It's literally the fastest Tem in the game. Thunderstrike is
Yes,
a good move. Those
and
are
now Thunderstrike is very good.
I think it's really easy for new players to fall into a trap with this Tem because he has Bright Beam and Intimidation, and if you catch somebody with Bright Beam, you you laugh at them as you heal yourself.
Right,
Um, but what ends up happening is you just sit there doing nothing, and your opponent just doesn't fall for your games, and then Amphitheater's the last person alive. This Tem is actually really good. This Tem is actually very powerful. It has two powerful moves. His special attack is a bit low on purpose, right?
mm-hmm.
But it's got two good typings and good moves.
I
Um,
think it's definitely decent. It's just hard to fit into teams sometimes, but
sometimes,
it can get the job done, absolutely.
yeah, I think, yeah, it's weird. Like, do I want to recommend this Tem to a new player?
No.
It's really easy for you to fall into the bamboozle trap playing this Tem, where you only click Bright Beam. So I think we'll put it. Do you think it's stronger or weaker than Scutch? It has to be weaker, right? It's
Yeah,
it's more of
has
like
to.
a type fixer, like, oh, I'm really weak to things and I need coverage. I need plague, I need lightning. He can do that.
Right.
It's not like a super strong Tem on his own that like I'm looking for ways to fit him into my build. So I think B, somewhere in the B area, is probably good for him. What about Cernleaf? There's been some discussion brought up about Cernleaf recently, and I've seen some people using Cernleaf.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely on the rise right now. I'm not exactly sure what people are saying. I don't think it's that good, but
what is
it's
his
not terrible.
what is his trait called that he settling?
Callosity,
Velocity?
settling,
Yeah.
and callosity. Yeah.
Yeah. The the one that gets plus defense every time he's hit,
Mhm.
this can be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's a mono nature.
Mm-hmm.
It still loses to toxics. It still doesn't have the best offense around. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally don't like it. It's like it will sometimes just win because the opponent has no good offense against it and it gets
Uh-huh.
out of hand. But a lot of the time, it's just sitting there being suspicious, like
Yeah,
not
that's
exactly accomplishing much.
that's kind of the problem with these monotypes. Like they're so risky because they can get walled pretty easily. And like he gets hard walled by toxics, hard walled by fires because they not only resist his attacks but they also do double damage to him. Um,
Right.
but that said, there is a lot of power in this Tem. There is a lot of power here. It's just you. It has to be like really, really well thought out. Your team composition.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
that
want.
said, I did lose to Double Cernief the other day, so
Yeah, absolutely. Double Sternleaf will just beat certain teams.
right. Yeah, yeah, but it's you're making like an investment with it. I wouldn't put it too high. I think
I think.
like
Do you think it's weaker or stronger than Amphitheater? Do you think it's over here next to Tukai maybe?
yeah.
Like I feel like in general natures are kind of weak, and they all have a lot of power, but it's really hard to use it because the meta is so it's so I feel like the meta is not great for natures right now.
No, absolutely
With
not.
it just feels like toxic is really strong. Everybody's using at least like two toxics. But maybe that's a better discussion for the type chart tier list. Okay, what about Taifu? Taifu is a fan favorite. Me
Yes.
and ZV both love this Tem. It does basically true damage, so it can't be walled like Cernleaf can, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side is it does true damage, so it doesn't ever do like double damage. But that's not true either because now he has access. He got a big buff this patch.
Yes.
Taifu got allergic spread, got buffed from an unusable move to a pretty good move. And Cernleaf never had access to a grass attack move. Basically, like he always had access to allergic spread, but it did such baby damage that it was just like, eh. Now he has access to allergic spread, um, which actually lets him operate as a nature tem. But he also has access to leech, which lets him operate kind of like as like a true damage tem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has toxic farewell. He's a really good tem. He's a really good tem. He
No, I
can,
agree. It doesn't fit very well into a lot of teams, but the power
yes,
is there.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely, definitely. The issue is like if you're running a bulky team, like a bulky slow team, you're always gonna run Tiernak. You're always gonna want to run Tiernak, and Tiernak is weak to one element. It's freaking toxic, and Taifu is also weak to toxic. So then you're already starting on the back foot where you have half of your team, like two members of your team are going to be weak to toxic. So it's difficult for him to find a place, right? But
Yep.
that's being said, Leech is extremely good. Allergic spread is a humongous buff to this tem. It was already playable before this humongous buff.
Yeah.
Um,
I
this
think it's a very good pivot because it can come in and then heal with Lich or just
or
throw with allergic spread or buff your temps with Bark Shield. You know.
yeah, absolutely. He threatens to scale out of control, and so your opponents are going to want to focus him when you pivot with him in, and he puts a lot of pressure. He puts a lot of
Yeah,
pressure. I think
I
he's
agree.
stronger than Cernleaf. I think he's stronger than Cernleaf. Do you think he's stronger than Grandpa? In terms of
Uh,
raw power, this Tem is high.
yeah, but it's difficult to use and it's hard to put it in your team.
It
So
is
I wouldn't put it as high actually. Like I'm
true.
thinking bottom B or top C.
So you think lower than Cernleaf?
Yeah, like
Somewhere up here.
Sernif, it's easier to splash at least I think.
I don't agree with that. I think Cernleaf's harder to splash because Cernleaf actually has to do grass damage, and Cernleaf has to like you have more checkboxes you have to. Cernleaf wants to play with other grass temps because of revitalize. He wants to have a reason. He can only do grass damage. He wants to have water partners if at all possible. Cernleaf is harder to play than Taifu. Um,
But you could argue that Water Cutting Lily does more damage and isn't a hold to move, so your nature damage is more consistent.
uh, I don't think that that's a.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with it putting it in B. Just don't use it at home unless you know what you're doing.
Maybe it's a moot point either way. They're both somewhere around here. Okay, what about Nitrocell? He got a new trait this patch.
Mm-hmm.
What else did he get?
I think that's it. But
He was
he's
already
also
good.
enjoying the allergic spread buff. Like
He is.
it
That's
actually
right.
deals fucking damage now. Like it hurts.
That's right. I didn't connect it. I was always wondering, like, why do I feel like this ninja? Are these people investing in special attack? No,
Huh. Yeah, yeah.
it's
Now
because
it
allergic
hurts
spread
and
does
it gives
damage.
you a present, the 3 toxic ticks.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. So he got a new trait. I haven't seen anybody use it effectively. Not a
No.
single person. Does that mean it's bad? Not necessarily. I
No,
think.
it's just 3 apothecary is just so much better for what you want Nitrosil to do, right?
What do you want Ninja Steel to do? He's an incredible pivot. He's resistant to like 20 different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then just chip things away with toxic ticks. So
And then look, he's quadruple resistant to grass and water, and resistant to rock, and it's just crazy. He's got a
yeah,
really good defensive typing. Two of the best defensive types are grass and toxic. Um, He's very powerful. Don't use the exhaustion trait. That's for very specific builds. I think he's definitely A tier. Definitely A tier. Do you think he's better or worse than Acronox? Ooh.
I think it's a bit worse, but I think they're close.
Yeah, they're close. I think
Hmm.
he's.
I'm also not a big fan of like these fat toxic pivots that don't do much, but
But Neutral does do much.
it does, but it's a bit slow.
It is
But yeah.
slow.
No, yeah. I guess Nidosul is fine. Oh.
This could be. I feel like he's actually like. I think he's actually stronger of a Tem than
Okay,
Acronox.
fair enough.
Acronox really leans on the fact that he's got a really good typing, but he's weak because
Yeah, the base stat total is not there. It
his base
has
stats
some
are
big
weak,
weaknesses. Yeah.
and he's also very destroyed by like bait and chamomile because he can't
Right.
really afford to do good toxic damage without venom spread. Okay,
Right.
next, speaking about toxics, the one nature that just destroys toxics, Brock Golem.
I think destroys is ambitious, but yeah, I guess it's
He's not gonna hurt
pretty alright.
Gulder, right? But
Hmm.
he is gonna punch the hell out of Acronox. He will beat most toxics in 1v1.
Okay, yeah, I could see that actually.
Like he will murder almost every toxic because of his new trait. They buffed his trait, what is it called? Mythicism?
Yes, yes, that's correct.
And it makes him anti-toxic basically. And it means that he's able to actually even pivot into toxic attacks.
Well, you still take good damage. It just takes reduced damage, and then it's immune to the toxic ticks.
Look how many, dude. Nichiso's resistant to 4 things. This thing's resistant to 5.
Yeah, but it's also weak to 4.
But then when you get Mythicism, it's only weak to like 3. He will still take damage from like Nox Bomb, right?
Mm.
He will take damage from Nox Bomb. Oh man, but he won't take that much, and he'll get a stack of regeneration. It's really
Yeah, it's
good.
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I think this Tem is slept on, and because his moves are also really good too. Um, Inner
Yeah,
Spirit is.
the soul shot buff is also helping him
Oh
because he
yeah,
had huge stamina problems before, and now
yep.
that's not the case.
I mean, because like look at his moves: Plague plus Soul Shout. But Inner Spirit is very good.
Yeah.
I've seen people play him attack. I'm not so sure about that. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure.
think special attack is better. You can go resin trap with this.
Oh, look, dude, look at these moves. These are all extremely good moves.
Mm-hmm.
These are all extremely good moves. Inner Spirit has 165 base power. He has 76 special attack. His weakness is he's really slow. But this Tem is slept on. On God, this Tem is slept on.
I agree. I agree with that. Yes.
I think he's like high A, like better. He's actually like better than Vanks, like better than. Like we see a lot of Nidrasil, but I bet Brock Golem could fit into that slot too, really nicely. Because
I'm
he's.
not that sure, but yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't tested personally.
We don't have a lot of experience with this Tem because we don't see him very often and we haven't played him ourselves. But I
It's
believe in this Tem.
definitely unslept on them for sure. Like
Absolutely a slept on Tem. We're gonna put him here. All right, what about
I
Kinu? This used to be the darling of all of Temtopia, the number one most picked played
yep.
blind Tem.
Yeah, but
He's
that was a long time ago though.
he's since gotten nerfs for like 7 patches in a row, and now he's just kind of got this kind of what technically should be grass should be a very good defensive typing. However, in reality, a weakness to toxic is so
Yeah, it's not a type that you wanna be
it's not
weak to.
great. A weakness to toxic is not great. This Tem can wall 2 rock really well. No, I guess it does get hit by feathers. I don't know, man. Kinu, he's just 96 Spadef.
right?
He,
But
he,
then 41 defense only. I don't know. I think it's fine. It just it can do a lot of things, but there are better tems that do those things specifically. So you don't usually want to play it. But that said, it's still. I don't think this is bad. Like it still has access to turbo.
has
It can
Turbo,
sleep,
has
and
Hypno.
then it does actually do decent damage with Beta Burst and Resin Trap.
If this creature had Time Split, it would be the most disgusting Tem in the game.
Oh no, yeah.
If this thing
Stop.
had Time Split, it would be so crazy.
It would be so OP.
It would be so OP. Oh my gosh, how OP would that be? Oh my gosh. That said, he's just kind of, I don't know, maybe we're just, this is another one I feel like is kind of slept on. We're going to put him like at the top of B. What do you think about that?
Alright, yeah, I like that, yes.
I think he's kind of slept on. A lot of these grasses are. Moments. Digital
Alright.
grass Tem. Digital got buffs this patch with binary flood becoming the best ability in
Mm-hmm.
the game. Like
Yeah,
candidate.
probably,
Like a
yes.
candidate for one of the best abilities in the game, honestly. He has binary flood. He's slow, but he's fat.
A big
And
boy.
refurbished is busted. Like refurbished is so crazy. Like refurbished is so it's so crazy. It makes you want to not hit him because you know he's gonna get
Right, it puts a lot of pressure onto like your
it's
opponents that it's either you gotta kill it before it gets refurbished or you
yeah
ignore it, but then that doesn't feel great.
because he does have well he only has 56 special attack.
No, but you can invest and then like it's still good damage. Binary flood, like the thing is, nobody likes to take that, and it also locks the gears,
The
so
items, yeah.
it's not something that you ignore.
But then he could also be like a digi threat. He could be like a stall Tem with digi
Yeah,
threat and block.
it's definitely it. That's what it was relegated to last patch, mostly just as a stall tem. But now it can actually like provide good offense with like fast charge Gazuma and just overall attacking.
And like the typing digital nature is actually kind of gross because
Yep.
it's only weak to fire and other digitals. And if it's weak to digital, like nobody has a digital splash attack. So like if it's weak to digital, they're also weak to digital. So he's really only weak to fire, is what it feels like. Um, the grass digital typing is very powerful.
Yeah, it is.
This time has very good base stats, a very good um, trait. It's just slow. That's its only weakness. It's slow and it doesn't have a lot of attack, so you have to invest attack in it if you want it to do damage. Um, I've seen teams use him plus Gazuma and him,
Mm-hmm.
him with +2 or if Gazuma turbos, he gets sparks. He just sucks up all the sparks, all the turbos, and he just obliterates people. Like he's crazy.
Yep.
Um, definitely Gazuma is one of his best friends. Kind of slept on Tem, honestly. Kind of slept on. I don't see him enough.
Like digitals are very good against a lot of things that are being played right now.
Yep, they're good against all the.
So having like a digital that doesn't auto die to like water or electric,
Right,
it's very very powerful.
right, exactly, exactly. It's just a very good typing, very good typing, very good attacks. Like this Tem is actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's S tier?
I might be a bit biased here. I put it top of A
I,
because of the speed.
dude, but there is a place for slow Tems. There
Yeah,
is
but
a
if
place.
you're slow, then you might be just it. Sometimes it just takes a spot on the battlefield. Like it's rare, but it can
No,
happen.
he has digital moves. He's never gonna be ignorable. I mean, he kind of is ignorable, but it's not like sometimes like Calibus can be turned into a dead spot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The digital helps there, but that's the reason I wouldn't put it on S.
Man, I think he's
Okay, if
actually
you
an
want to put it in
S10.
S, then we can put
I
it.
think
Yeah,
he's
I'm
actually an
fine.
S10. Honest to
I'm
God.
fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, okay.
I might have to reshuffle some stuff around at the end, but okay. What about this then? Chimurian, already an overstated demon. He got more stats this patch, right?
Uh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you pull up the patch notes while we're talking? Actually,
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
I guess I should pull it up too. Maybe the audience wants to see it. Temtem 1.3 patch notes. This thing got stats.
Oh yeah, stamina and a bit of attack.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he loves that because he needs his stamina.
Yeah.
He got, oh my, that's a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
went
I
from,
don't even use bait anymore because it used to need a bit of a stamina item to be effective, and now it actually feels pretty good without it.
yeah, these are big buffs. These are big
Also,
buffs.
grass blade is a move now.
That's right. He has a 3 prio move finally. Now that he has Glass Blade, which is a big deal because this Tem he has base speed.
Right? Yeah.
He
It's
has
fast.
84 base speed. So having access to Glass Blade is incredible.
You don't have to run brush anymore. You can run an actual move.
Right. Right. And yeah, this Tem is good, man. He just has one crippling weakness, and that is a weakness to fire. And
Right.
it's a crippling weakness because he's dual types, but neither of his types can even do any damage to fire. Um, is that common? I'm not sure.
No, I
Like,
don't think fire is too common right now.
no, but I'm saying, is it common for a Tem to just be 100% fully just obliterated by a type like that? Like, he is countered by fire, like, so hard. Like,
It happens
so hard.
to some tems,
It's
not
kind of
not a
rare
lot.
that a Tem can both do quadruple damage and the Tem that takes quadruple damage can't do anything back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So his fire weakness is extreme. But in terms of raw power, he's very high in the raw power. I would say he's kind of difficult to use because of that fire weakness, and he's not versatile. So, I think he's stronger than Tataru and Banks,
Yeah, I'm fine with
and
that.
and
Yeah, you might be
on
a
copium with this guy,
Brocolem. Yeah,
a
you can
Broccolum
be
enthusiast.
exactly.
If you're a
A
Broccolum
Brocolem enjoyer.
enthusiast, if you're a Broccolum enjoyer, please sound off in the comments. I can't. I need some support, guys. All right. Here's another. Oh, actually, let's talk about this one. This one's easier. The Fallen God, Lawali.
Mhm.
What happened to Lawali, man?
It just got nerfed into oblivion, no?
It just got nerfed into oblivion. He lost. I can't do this math. What?
Stamina, speed, special
7 points of
defense.
stamina, 3 points of speed, 9 points of special defense. Lost his best trait. Got a new trait that's just like Papega's
Yeah,
all hell.
it's big as fuck.
When attacking with a status technique, it's 2 turns of Invigorated.
I mean,
Like,
it's good if you play turbo, right?
it gives you
Or,
Invigorating
or
Turbo, it gives you Invigorated when you Shy Shield, or when you do
And-
Tenderness.
okay, those are Pepega, but turbo is not.
Shy Shield, it's bad. It's just bad, guys. He went
Uh,
from like S tier, he just fell so far. He's like C?
no, no, that's too far. I
B?
think it's like solid still. Yeah, I think it's
You think
B.
it's stronger than Taifu?
Um, yeah, because of easy of use and
No
splashability.
way!
Yeah, just an offensive nature.
It's uh it is a plaguer, but like would you rather use him over Brockolum, over Volfi, over
Yeah, no,
Ac
okay.
like
Unless you play turbo, right? Because it's good on
unless you play
turbo.
Turbo. Let's see. What is the plague? Who else has plague? Would you rather use him over Amphitheater? No.
Yes, yes.
Oh?
I mean, depends on the team, right? But it's not a
If you're
clear-cut
using
case.
him, it's for Turbo. And Turbo got nerfed because because
Grandpa.
Grandpa got gutted. This Tem is fallen, bro. It's down here. I'm putting him in. Just so
I
upset. I have never thought, oh my god, they have a Lawali.
I've banned it a couple times.
Only because like it's a Plaguer, but like
Yeah, so but there is like power there. I think B tier is fine.
I think this is so sussy. Yeah. All right. What about this demon killer, happy boy Saku?
I like it. That's what that's what I can say.
I
I
like
think
it
it's
too.
powerful.
He has Frond Whip, which is really 157 power, but also he has access to flying. So he's the same typing as Lawali, right? But the
Yes.
difference is Lawali's doing Plague and Allergic Spread, and this guy's doing Frond Whip. And Lawali's doing Hypoxia, and this guy's doing is it Boomerang?
Boomerang. Yes. Or Turbine. Uh-huh.
Probably Boomerang though. And then Saku also has Narco Hit, which is very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Saku has a lot of tools. It has a lot of bulk. It has a great typing for being a pivot. It's a great pivot. It's never walled because like grass often gets walled by toxic, but not Saku. He's
And it hits
slow.
other natures with Nox Bomb, but yeah, it's slow as
It's
fuck.
slow. It can also Rushiol. It has versatility. It can also be used like as a stall tem with a Rushiol and with Lifeful Sap.
Correct.
It's got good stats. It's got good stats. This tem is strong.
I think it's good.
Do you think Kinu is stronger than Lawali?
Then Loali. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think Saku's stronger than Kinu or weaker?
It depends. I think I like it in B, honestly. Like top B, but B. Because it's at the end of the day, it's still a very slow tem. Its main attacks are one prio, which means he's
Yes.
always going fast.
But he has the
last.
stats to be a slow tem.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
You
fine.
hate
It deals
slow
a lot of damage.
tems.
I'm not hating them. It's a drawback.
No.
Yes.
It's not inherently a drawback. It's not inherently a drawback. If he has the stats to be a slow tem, to go second and kill somebody, then that's
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, because if it's only fast tems are the best tems, right? Then that's not a good tier list, right? Like, this is a good tem. Is it? I think. Is it stronger?
No. It's not stronger than Scunch.
No.
I can see A tier. I can see A tier.
Maybe I'm too high on Copium with Saku. He's a good boy.
Yeah, I
We'll
love
leave
it.
him here for now. I think Squunchy needs to be further up. I think Squunchy needs to be like around here.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
I believe in this tem. We've been beaten by him so many times, but maybe that's bias. But he's just got a lot of raw power. He's got a humongous weakness, but he's got power.
Right.
Okay, and I guess that's the end of grass tems. We're already 30 minutes in. I thought we were going so fast. All right, next up, toxic. No, this isn't toxic. Electric.
Electric.
It's electric. What do you have to say about Garunder?
Very good. Very powerful.
Just very good. Just very good. He has an incredible typing. He has an unbelievable trait. What is it called? Thick skin?
Yes, thick skin.
This tem... Excuse me.
Like, it's a toxic that destroys winds, which is like...
Like what?
Super great.
Yeah. This is part of the problem. This is why Toxic is the best freaking... This guy is part of the reason why Toxic is in every freaking team. Because look at this type chart. 4 resistances. Thick skin. 5. And what do you pay? 2 weaknesses. Okay. What is his stat spread? He's got 84 base attack, 71 HP, 45 defense. That is a problem. That is his one weakness. 45 defense. Literally the same defense as a Kinu.
No, Kinu has 41.
Okay, almost as Kinu tier defense, but 71 HP, a ton of base attack, 7 or 8 good moves. The new clay ball is really good on him.
Yes.
You can take Paizo, you can take Defibrillate, you have Nox Bomb or Wastewater. You have.
Can even go Purgation.
You can go Purgation. You have the option to Water Jet, which will kill one shot Hedgen, for example.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's got incredible versatility. Has incredibly high raw power with his typing and his trait. He has little to no weaknesses. He has 2 weaknesses, Crystal and Ground. And he's extremely easy to use. I think this is an S plus 10. Honest to God. Honest to God.
I could see that.
I think he defines the meta. He is part of the reason.
It's literally in a lot of teams right now.
Yeah, he is part of the reason everybody has 2 Toxics on the team. Because how can you resist? If your team is slow, put him on the team. There's no reason to not have him. If your team is slow, he's on the team. If your team is fast, maybe you need a pivot. Like, you're looking for reasons to put him on the team. This guy is a freaking monster. And it just came out of nowhere. I remember like 2 patches ago, I was always like, man, I like this Tem. I want to figure out a use for him. Now? Like, oh, man.
I think S plus might be a bit copium, but...
Maybe. I think it is actually S plus, though. I think it actually is S plus.
Okay. I otherwise I'd put it in like top S, so I don't mind.
Yeah, it's somewhere definitely in here. I think if you're not playing this Tem, you have to play a Tem that can kill it. You have to play it, or you're just like insta banning it. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if he is an important part of the meta that you have to have a plan for, one way or the other.
I agree. Yes.
Now, the fact that Vlash is up here and can murder him is the only thing keeping him from being, like, in check. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Vlash is going to be part of reason why all these electrics are kept in check. Honestly. But let's go to the next one. OB10.
The Cheese Master.
He's got a very interesting trait. It's very interesting. If you bamboozle him, it's an AoE bamboozle. His typing is interesting, sort of. It's a very good typing for electric teams, for digi teams, because they want electric.
But at the same time, offensively, it doesn't deal as much damage, even though it does have access to binary fluid.
That is true.
And I remember someone running like offensive OVTM last patch, so I bet they're having a lot of fun now.
He actually has good moves. Like,
it doesn't have a strong electric attack. That's a problem.
It doesn't have lightning. It doesn't have lightning.
It does have
strike,
Tesla Prison, which is very good.
Very good.
And like, you have to use Bush, right?
Yeah, you have to. Is he slept on? His stats are not the best. His stats are not the best.
I don't think it's being slept on. I think this Tem is bad, but it's fun to use. If you're playing
really like
Doomstall, it's good.
Yeah.
But
it's really for
like
Doomstall.
Doomstall is already like a bad strategy, so
it's not great. I think he's around. Dang, Schween looks kind of lonely down here in SC. Schween is strong, but it's a hard knock life. We're gonna put him under Schween.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about Golzy? The Fallen King.
Another Fallen Titan.
Fallen Titan. This guy was S tier for like 17 patches, and now they nerfed Hasty Lunge from 90 BP to 80. On top of that wouldn't have been enough. But then on top of that, they nerfed his speed and his attack.
No, I think it's HP.
It was HP and attack. Okay, speed would have been GG. Oops. They nerfed his HP and attack. He was originally S plus. Now he's like B.
I think top B or bottom A is fine. Yes.
He's like somewhere
Like
around
it's
here.
still good. The trait is good,
It's
but
playable. The typing is good.
the thing is, special electrics got good, so you don't have to run it because the problem was that last patch you could go Minotaur, you could go this guy, and then the other electrics literally sucked. So, but now that's not the case. So you have more options. Nerfs are like hit him hard, and
They hit
also
him
crystals are
hard.
better. So it's like a
Yeah.
lot of things are going against this poor guy right now.
Yeah, man. This man went from the Superman to like side character. Like the
Yeah,
only time I see
really
him
quick.
really, the only times I see like the spark come back into his eyes is whenever he does a show off and he gets +2 attack, and now his Oshi Dashi is like threatening to one shot anything, and his hasty lunge is threatening to one shot anything that's weak to it.
Yeah, but show off, I'm not a
It's
fan of
not a
it.
great move. It's not a great move. But that's when I've seen him strongest. That's when I see him strongest, when he gets buffs, like actual like from other Tems or himself or whatever, like stat buffs. Um, kind of sad. All right, what about Elekid, as I like to call him, Ragnet, as the game calls him, our Electro Punch monotyped Lightning Boy.
Uh,
What
it's
does he
just
do good? What does he do good?
take electric attacks.
He's
I
a
mean,
he's a
that's
custodian.
literally the only thing it does.
He's got a kind of awkward. He wants to be like a support, but
He
then
is a support.
he's like very slow, which is really a
Yeah, it's
problem when you want to P jab and you want to like hypnosis people. He can't use slingshot, which is good on him. But the thing is like, would you rather have your slingshot on this guy, or would you rather have your
yeah,
slingshot
no
on like,
way. No way, Slingshot. This guy's good.
there's so many better tens with slingshot that like, are
Yeah,
you gonna use it on this guy?
that gets walled by. Like the thing is, electric is a very bad typing to be monotype.
You think so?
Yeah, because it gets walled by 4 types. Like if you think Raikkonen is bad because it gets walled by 2 types, like this guy gets walled by twice as many times.
Wait, crystal,
Electric,
that
nature.
doesn't count. Electric doesn't count because it's a two-way wall.
Uh,
Nature,
no, no,
nature
it
isn't a
does.
wall. Okay, we need to define walled.
No, electric does count because if this guy plays against another electric that has a secondary stab, it's always losing.
Yeah, but he's also support. He's got other things he can do.
Yeah, but you only put this guy in your team if you need the lightning redirection
Right.
or whatever it's called.
So he's always going to be fighting other electrics, right?
Yeah, and then it's not doing much on the battlefield, like just protecting you. Like I don't like it.
He can P jab.
So yeah,
Isn't P jab good? He's just kind of
I don't know, man.
awkward. I really
Yeah,
like the Tem, obviously, but he's kind of low impact. He really wants an item that's extremely coveted by a lot of Tems. Like you're not gonna give him slingshot over Squunchy or
no
Acronox.
way, no way.
Like he's not getting the slingshot, but he wants it so bad. I'm putting him down here in the C tier, next to Zazar. He's a little.
That's. I think Zizer is a bit better than him.
I think so too, but that's just because we've been getting murdered by Zazar today.
No, that I'm not that results oriented.
No, but it wasn't just. It's not just results oriented. It was like we
No,
got
it's
murdered today by arrested Zazar, and it was like, wait a minute. This thing is like the strongest attack you can do on turn one. Is like arrested. What is it? Iron whatever.
iron coating stone ball.
Arrested iron coating stone ball is 120 plus 30% or something. 40.
Yes, I think it's 30.
All right. I digress. Minotaur, the fallen king, our other fallen king. This guy, crystals are back. Valash will one-shot him instantly from anywhere across the. Like Valash is just invalidates this character. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mentals being better actually makes him worse because mentals want to play with crystals. As weird as that sounds.
Yep. And it
Um,
also means you have other options for like your mental tem.
that too. Hasty lunge getting nerfed hurts him really bad, and he's just really bad at swapping. His trade is very good, but it makes him very bad when you have to swap him around. Um, and it's like his trait, it actually kind of works against him, right? Because you have this Tem that instantly gets evaporated. He has to run the second a crystal shows up, right?
Right.
But then you
Yeah,
have
the
a
thing
trait that makes you want to put him in the front, like you makes you want to open with him.
yeah. I guess yeah, like what you're saying makes a lot of sense. This wasn't as much the case before because one, electrics like physical electrics were the only electrics viable, and
Mm-hmm.
two, there was only one good crystal, which was Gaialis.
Right. Right.
So it
But
didn't have
now,
as much problems, but now it
but
like
now,
you're
like,
gonna find crystals in teams and you're just gonna fucking get destroyed.
yeah, like Gaialis doesn't even. He's not even like. He's like top 3 crystal now. Like, there's other crystals to play.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
Minotaur's just down bad, man. He's still
It
got a
is
lot of power. It's just this isn't the patch for him, guys. I'm sorry. We'll put him down here with Fallen King Lawali. He's taking a harder hit than Golzi.
absolutely yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's a complicated thing. I think Toxic's being good is also bad for him because he wants to play with grass Tems. It's just a mess for this guy. All right, next. Volgon. The mythical Tem Volgon. Tyrannak's brother. This creature is monotyped lightning, just like Ragnet,
Mm-hmm.
which has issues. But unlike Ragnet, he has good support abilities. He has Stare and he has Purgation, which are actually very good.
Has cage. Ah, I think Ragnar gets cage too, though. No.
Ragnet does get Cage, and it gets P-Jab, which is a lot like Stare. Um, but Volgon has his trait, which is what is it called?
Superconductivity.
Superconductivity, which lets him speed anybody synergy, which is uniquely powerful.
Very powerful.
Um, but a lot of the good Tems today don't need synergies.
Uh,
Have you noticed
no,
that? Valash doesn't need synergy. Turok is a good partner for Volgon. Tyrannak doesn't need synergy. It benefits a little bit, but not a lot. Same thing for doesn't really need it.
doesn't need it, but it's like so nice to always have it, you know.
Yeah, but it's not like hedging. Like okay, it's a different Tem when he has a synergy, right?
No, but it like it improves because Hellfire burns, which is like
No,
Hellfire
yeah,
is so broken
yes,
with synergy.
yes. So like Hellfire,
So
like this Tem, I would think is like Hedgen would make you want to play Volgon because Hedgen becomes he becomes a whole nother Tem when he has synergy with Hellfire.
and it also removes waters. Like these two are good friends.
They are good friends, but like a lot of these Tems don't need synergy. Like I like before, like you know, Minotaur actually has 4 synergy moves. Like before Minotaur,
Oh
wants
yeah, it
synergy.
does.
Rulder wants synergy for his Rockfall and for something else. I thought maybe not. Maybe just
Stoneball maybe.
Stoneball, Rockfall. Like back in the day, there was a lot of Tems that just really wanted synergy bad. But it feels like these days, if you're using Volgon, it's like I
You
think
don't.
he's good.
Yeah, synergy is not that
It's not as important as
good,
it once
but
was.
no, but it's still very powerful. I
It's
think.
still very powerful. Um, he's definitely better than Ragnet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking top B for this one.
He's very hard to use. I feel like he's hard to use, and a lot of people fall into the Volgon trap, which is like, oh, I want my synergy with my Pocus. I want my synergy with this. I want my synergy with that. Here's my Volgon. And then, like, stuff happens.
Yeah, and Volgon is that weight in the battlefield sometimes.
Yeah, and, like, if he's, like, your last Tem, like, when I had him on my teams, like, sometimes I'd have to be really careful because his best build,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is his support build.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
But if he's, like, your last Tem, and then you have issues because you have a support Volgon and he's, like, your last Tem. I don't know. Better than Ragnet. It's in this kind of gray zone, this kind of this like the B tier death trap. You think he's better than Minotaur?
Yes.
You think he's better than Taifu?
Definitely way more splashable, so I'd be inclined on like the evaluation
Okay.
of the list to put it higher.
Yeah, we gotta fix this stuff. We gotta fix this stuff. I think he's somewhere like around here.
Yeah, you can put it behind Gazuma, I guess. That's fair.
I think Sternleaf is up here. I believe in Gazuma.
Gazuma Copium?
I'm a Gazuma Copium believer. We'll put him here for now.
Yeah, I like this.
This is like the death pit, you know, like these Tems aren't, they're all kind of
It's just
similar.
yeah, in terms of power level, they're like just they exist. If you need their typing or like their ability, they're usable, but don't expect them to like
They're
be
not going to
amazing or
carry your
anything.
team. You're not looking for reasons to put them on your team. They fix the problems with your team. That's what
Exactly.
this tier does. That's what this tier does. Okay. Electrics are done. Quick. We have to, it's an abbreviated thing. Actually, what's Koish doing over here? I guess Koish has a lot of different things. But we're on to digitals. Only got 4 digitals over here. Let's start with the new Zalbian. Zalbian got a humongous buff.
Oh yeah, 8 points of speed.
8 points of speed.
12.
Excuse me,
Gee,
12. That's a lot.
that's a lot.
And he has access to 2 priority moves with Turbine and Cyberclaw.
And Electro Punch.
Did Cyberclaw get buffed this patch too?
Yes. It's actually a very good move now. It used to be 75 base power. Oh
It
no,
used to be
80, and now
80?
it's 90.
Yeah. So like this temp got a lot better.
Yes,
And it
and
was a
also digitals are better, so
digitals are better. I don't know if that's good for him or bad for him, but it is what it is. I'd say he's A tier. What do you think?
yeah, the thing like the power is there. The thing is you don't really want to use this outside of DG aggro.
Huh? You don't think so?
No.
You don't have to use Electric Punch on him. He still has Wastewater. He's like a pseudo toxic tem.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like it got faster, but it's still base speed 63, right? So it still dies through all the waters. Like you cannot run this stem without Electro Punch. Like that's very ambitious.
That is true. You think he's stronger than Squunchy or weaker?
Weaker, absolutely.
Stronger than Acronox or weaker?
Weaker.
Stronger or weaker than Two Vine?
I'd say
Two Wire. Two
like
Wire. Two Wire.
not weaker, but it only fits one archetype, right?
Okay.
But if you want to put it in A, like I'm happy to oblique.
You think he's
Just
weaker than
automate.
Golzy? That feels wrong. I feel like I've seen more Zalbians and it's been more successful than Golzy.
Okay, fair.
Oh, here's another very bigly buffed Tem. Molgu.
Mm-hmm.
Molgu got 3 points of HP. He got
8 points of stamina.
8 points of stamina. And 8 points of special defense. That's a lot of stats. Is this the most buffed Tem this patch in terms of raw stats?
Maybe Saipat, or was Saipat only given special defense?
Wait, Saipat got a lot actually. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Saipat got a lot.
I think it's still less than Saipat though.
Yeah, it's less. Yes, yes.
This might be the most stat buffed Tem, and stats are king in this game. Don't get it twisted, guys. Stats are a really big deal in this game.
Mm-hmm. It also got its move.
It also
Its
got
moves. Yeah, yes.
Splitter. My goodness, what the hell did they do to this game? Or to this freaking thing? New effect. When the holder is about to receive a negative status condition from any kind of technique, they receive 2 turns of Invigorated instead.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
So he's now immune to hypnosis. He's now immune to he grows stronger. If anybody ever cages, he cannot be caged. Instead, he gets invigorated. He can also cage himself to invigorate himself.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually like you would never like digital has to be the worst typing for a pivot, right?
Yes.
Because it doesn't resist anything. It resists
Only
toxic.
toxic.
But this guy having splitter actually makes him a pretty decent pivot. Like if you ever had to pivot him into a Acronox, like a Sting, like you're happy.
It also has like good bulk overall.
It has got good bulk. It's got good stats. He's slow, but he has 3 prio move. And he's slow, but he can go like he can like outspeed things with Cyberclaw.
Yeah.
Cyberclaw
Yes.
got a buff, Faraday Cage got a buff, Turbo Attack got a buff.
Did Faraday Cage get a buff?
Maybe not.
No, but Turbo definitely got a buff and Cyberclaw got a buff.
Cage got a buff. I didn't realize that. Did you
Yeah,
know that?
it's cheaper. Yeah, yeah.
Cage got a buff. Almost every one of his moves got a buff. Cage,
Yeah,
Turbo,
it went
Cyberclaw.
to unplayable to very decent.
Yeah, it went from unplayable to very decent. I agree. It's kind of awkward being a digital and being slow. Like those two things are awkward, right?
But it's still like a very powerful Faraday Cager, so I like that.
I
And with
like
all
him
the
too.
toxics running around, like it's good.
Yeah, he loves playing with toxics and against toxics.
Exactly. Yes.
So he's very good in the meta right now.
Mm.
I think he's weaker than Moments though. You think he's stronger or weaker than Moments?
No, I think it's weaker. Yeah, absolutely. I put it bottom A.
I think. Do you think he's no? Do you think he's weaker
Yeah.
than Skonchi?
Yes.
Skonchi is strong, man. I think
He
Skonchi
is.
is like. I think Skonchi is actually up here, guys. I honest to God think Skonchi's up here.
Scunchy climbing the ladder.
Skonchi is climbing. I'm not kidding. Molgu? We'll put him next to Skonchi. Maybe this
I
is
think
ambitious.
it's worse than Nidrasil. Like, yeah, I'd say bottom half of A.
Worse than
fine.
Acronox? Maybe.
Yeah.
This is-
Pretty close. It's pretty close.
We'll put him here. Chromion. Any flavor, all flavors. What's the best flavor?
I think electric, wind, and melee are good.
Wind? Nani? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, like Hypoxia is just destroys everything, and it's very good against all the toxics running around.
Wait, what did you say about wind?
That it destroys all the toxics running around, and then you have Hypoxia, which is very, very good.
Is it? On a
Yeah,
Chromion?
and then because it's like a turn 110 base power.
That's true, but Chromion
And
is
also,
slow.
it's not that slow, and you get Sinner Tripper with a lot of actual good tems, you know? Like, you don't have to put Aqua tems next to it. Like, you
Uh-huh.
can go something like Turok or Tulkan, you know?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I guess that's good. Yeah, maybe it's not as good as the other ones that I said,
The
like
big
Melee
ones
and...
the big ones are like melee, fire for inverted fire because it has hellfire is really
Yeah.
busted. Um
And then electric.
And
I'd say it's
electric
fine.
because it has a good. Oh, and the grass one. The grass
Grass
one
is
is
fine.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but where would you put all of these Chromions somewhere on the list?
I think they got better this patch because digital is digital aggression is better than it was last patch. I still think that because uh it's hard to splash them, I'm inclined to put them in B, but top B.
Top B?
Yes.
No.
I think that's low?
You think it's like up here?
Yeah,
I
kinda
think
like
that's
that.
high. I don't consider Chromion that good. He's very specialized, right? Because there's
Yeah,
so
but
many of him, his like raw power is very low. But the idea is that you bring the perfect Chromion for your composition, for what you want to do, and he does his role so perfectly that it's like perfect.
yeah, but like with its trait, it deals massive amount of damage.
It does do massive amount of damage, but it's not at like a hyper speed. It's at like a 3 prio medium speed. And he has
Yeah, but
no HP.
three prio middle speed is very good.
But he has like no HP. I don't
I
know,
don't know. I
bro.
think it's very powerful. As I said, it's not up for any team, but like for every team, not a splashable. But if you're playing DG aggro, you want this guy always, and it's
Hmm.
one of the best stems in like your team.
Hmm. Okay. I don't really know a lot about Digiagro, so maybe you're right. I'll trust your I trust your opinion on this. Okay. Last one, Mimit. He got a whole new freaking trait basically. Now he has a second trait. He can be either landing transmog or he can be striking transmog.
Mm-hmm.
Striking transmog is pretty cool because it has ultra prio, his attack now, which is different than striking transmog, but it's a part of it. His attack that he uses when he's striking transmog has ultra prio now. So that means it goes before switches and it's
Yes.
like a digital attack. So it's actually better than Rush, right?
Yeah, it's better than Rush. Yes.
On top of that, not only does it copy the Tem, it also gives you +2 speed. And
And reduce damage the turn you're copying.
it reduces the damage you take the turn you copy. So he's like not focusable that first turn when he's trying to copy somebody.
Mm. I think that trait, like these changes are good because it made the trait playable and it
Mm-hmm.
can really reward like careful late game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Where would you put Mimit?
I'm thinking A tier, but around the bottom.
I think in terms of raw power, this Tem has like he's like he maxes out.
Yeah.
I think he maxes out in raw power. Um, he doesn't have overt weaknesses. His one weakness is Tyrannak, right? Which got nerfed. So that's a plus to Mimit. He's not easy to use. He's very difficult to use.
Yes. And
Because he has like infinity options, he's difficult to use. But he's extremely versatile. You don't even know what kind of Mimit. They don't even know what kind of Mimit you have. Both of them play kind of differently.
yeah, but I think that line of thought is very hopeful because at the end of the day, you still have to spread this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna put it in my team and then it's gonna copy whatever and I'm gonna be very happy about it. No, if you put attack and you copy special attacker, you are already losing percentage points there.
Sort of. But if you're doing that, it's because the Tem is just so busted against for what you need right now, right?
Yes.
It's like, would you rather have a perfectly statted Raiken against two waters, or would you rather have a water synthesizer Cycrox?
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point.
You know, like with no stats whatsoever.
I still think that it's not as versatile as people think.
That's fair. It does have some brittleness to it. Thank God. Because if it could just be any Tem with, and it took their TV spread, it would actually be too
Oh
busted.
yeah, that'd be
It
disgusting.
would be
Absolutely.
too busted. It would be crazy. That said, I think this is one of the stronger Tems in the game. He's not easy to use, however. Not for new players. I'm scared to use this Tem, even though I shouldn't be. So I think A tier is a good place for him.
Okay, yeah, I guess mid A is fine.
I'm gonna put him actually higher than Chimurian, which is a hint. Because like I think if you're like a pro player, he's S tier. I think if you're a pro player, he's S tier. And you're looking for ways to fit him into your team.
Maybe. I'm not so sure about that, but I'm fine with it being like top A.
Yeah, but for like this tier list, he's an A.
Okay.
Okay, we have gone on for exactly 1 hour. We have covered um grass, electric, digital.
And digital.
I think this is a good place to take a small break, and we'll see you after these messages.
All right. See you. Take care.